Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings, and in this video we are going to try to explain to you the Bitcoin civil war that's happening right now that will decide the future of cryptocurrencies and has other people saying that this is a takeover by banksters, Bilderbergers, globalists of cryptos. Just first of all, before we start, just know that I may be a little bit biased on this subject, especially because it has been Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that has sustained this independent media operation. We do take Dashcoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum donations on wearechange.org/donate. We use blockchain-enabled social media companies like Steemit, where not only content creators but spectators earn cryptocurrencies through this social media platform. We also upload every one of our videos to DTube, where we also gain cryptocurrencies from using the platform. And it is because of that, with investments and trading, that we, as an independent media organization, are able to sustain ourselves and with your donations be completely free to talk about what we want. Now, the second thing I wanted to bring up is that there has been a lot of confusing terminology, whether it's financial or technological, that has prevented people from understanding what Bitcoin is. But to put it simply, I believe former US President Barack Obama described Bitcoin the best when he said,
"What mechanisms do we have available to even do simple things like tax enforcement? Because if in fact you can't crack that at all, government can't get in, then everybody's walking around with a Swiss bank account in their pocket."
So to put it simply, now because of Bitcoin, it is not only the privileged, rich and famous people who have access to Swiss bank accounts, but all of us. It is a store of wealth or investment that is becoming more popular by the day and run through mathematical online algorithms called the blockchain. And of course, this online decentralized currency has been extremely volatile, especially now with major Bitcoin figures and developers clashing. All right, and to talk about the latest kind of Bitcoin war that has been going on, I wanted to bring in the one and only Jeff Berwick, the dollar vigilante, or otherwise known as the rebel rouser that usually I travel to Venezuela and other crazy parts of the world with. And I wanted to bring on Jeff because he's been kind of like a leading expert in this field of cryptocurrencies. And for the layman person who doesn't really understand the crypto world, what is happening right now with this kind of Bitcoin war?
Yeah, it's so much going on as usual in the cryptocurrency space, Luke, and there's been so much just in the last few weeks. I guess you could sort of just start with this latest fork, the Bitcoin SegWit 2x fork, which was supposed to actually come out on November 16th, but was called off last week. That's sort of related to the Bitcoin Cash fork that happened on August 1st, and that's all due to the fact that Bitcoin has become much slower and a lot more expensive to use over the last year, and people are all debating about what is the best way to fix it. And one of the ways has been to do SegWit, which they did, which they didn't increase the block size. It gets a little technical, but they didn't increase the block size. And what the people on Bitcoin Cash side were saying is just increase the block size. That's all you have to do, and everything will get a lot faster and a lot cheaper for transactions. And then what I've been speculating on recently, and I've actually told Dollar Vigilante subscribers this a few months ago, is that I have a feeling that Bitcoin to some extent has been somewhat taken over by the globalists, the actual person who's sort of most in charge of Bitcoin right now. Not that anyone is fully in charge. It is a very free market sort of a thing, but essentially Bitcoin Core, which is most of the developers, and they're the ones who decide what goes into the Bitcoin code. Many of them work for a company called Blockstream. That company is actually owned by AXA, which is an insurance giant, and the chairman of AXA used to be a person named Henry DeCastries. He also is involved in Blockstream. So you essentially have, and I've been to Bilderberg, I think 3 times with you now, trying to expose it, and one time we even got inside together. But you essentially have the person who's has the most power in Bitcoin right now is a Bilderberg chairman, steering committee chairman. And what I see about what they've been doing is they've been, in my opinion, it's been on purpose, making Bitcoin slower and more expensive, because really Blockstream, what their main business is creating side chains and creating other things that will improve the speed of Bitcoin or the expense, but they take a cut on it. And if you really want to go down the rabbit hole and go to full conspiracy theorist mode, You could say that what they're trying to do is make Bitcoin slow, make it expensive, make it vulnerable, which is something that SegWit actually does. And at some point, they could be looking at somehow trying to destroy Bitcoin. So that's where this whole Bitcoin Cash thing comes from, which, of course, in the last week, Bitcoin Cash, actually in the last month, it's risen from about $300. It was over $2,000 a couple of days ago. It's now $1,400. And some people are starting to speculate that Bitcoin Cash should and could be the real Bitcoin, and this is causing a lot of disruption in the space. You saw Bitcoin was hit almost $8,000 just a few days ago, and then once some of this, the SegWit 2x fell through, Bitcoin Cash took off, and then Bitcoin plunged. I think it was down as low as $5,500 at one point. It's currently about $6,500. So there's an actual real war, a real battle going on here.
Yeah, it is very interesting because kind of, from my understanding, the kind of Bitcoin community is kind of ruled by consensus. And usually, because so many people are using it, people are saying it's bogged down, that transactions are taking too long, that the fees are really big. Is this kind of done methodically? Who are some of the players here deciding the bigger consensus here? Because I know Roger Ver got involved in this, and we've seen a shift from kind of a lot of the anti-establishment figures, a lot of the earlier kind of adapters of Bitcoin in the crypto space who are usually anti-authority. We are seeing them kind of move directly towards Bitcoin Cash now. How do you see this kind of playing out? Because we are seeing the prices kind of regulate. We are seeing Bitcoin go up right now from its previous kind of departure where it was before. How is this thing playing out right now? And who are some of the key players kind of deciding the bigger movement of this cryptocurrency?
Well, like I said, in the last year, it's been a real issue. The expense of Bitcoin. I've paid Bitcoin transaction fees as high as $20 or $30 or $40, which really, what's the difference between it and a bank at that point? And then sometimes it'll take a day, sometimes it'll take a week. And this is not how Bitcoin was supposed to be. And so many of the people, the Bitcoin core people, they've been talking about SegWit. It took them a long while to get that in. I think SegWit has a lot of risks. And if you look at the debate about these sort of things, it's been quite shut off on the side of Bitcoin Core. If you look at probably the most important sort of Bitcoin Reddit out there, you cannot talk about Bitcoin Cash on there. It has been totally taken over and censored. And that's why people like Roger Ver has said, well, we don't want to do this, but if they're going to try to take it over and try to destroy Bitcoin, then we have to make sure it continues on. So that's where the Bitcoin Cash fork came in on August 1st. And essentially all that did was say, okay, we don't want these people to be in control of it. We want it to have other sort of facets to it and just basically increase the block size, which is so simple. This is the question that people need to ask themselves out there. I know there's going to be a lot of comments, a lot of people saying I'm some sort of horrible person for saying this, which I get all the time when I speak the truth. But essentially it comes down to, why are they censoring the discussion? Why are they still having it so Bitcoin is slow and expensive? It shouldn't be. This is not technologically a major problem. So many other cryptocurrencies out there have no problems doing much bigger transactions and for much less cost. And the real simple answer is, why wouldn't you increase the block size? That was the main issue. You got up to the maximum block size of about 1 megabit, which is tiny in today's terms. Like, no one even knows what a 1 megabit is anymore. I remember when you used to have those big floppy disks; those were about 1 megabit. And the common sense thing to do would just be to increase the block size to just 2 megabit. Is no big deal. But they were really against it, and now they're trying to shut off the discussion. They're trying to move forward. They even, in some ways, they kind of reneged on what they said they were going to do, because they said they would eventually increase the block size, and that's what this SegWit 2x fork was supposed to be about. And a lot of people said, they probably won't do it, and they didn't. And so that's, I think, when a lot of people started to go, wait a sec, what's really going on here? What are they trying to do? And to me, it's just, I'm not sure myself. I have not sold my Bitcoin. I have not sold my Bitcoin Cash either. And I've recommended to people since the August 1st fork to not sell Bitcoin Cash, because I expected this could and would happen, and it is now happening. Now, what happens from here is anyone's guess. This is an absolute war going on for Bitcoin, for the future of Bitcoin. And the future of Bitcoin is also the future of Earth, in my opinion, because if they have control of all the money, which we've seen, that's how they've controlled everything since for hundreds or even thousands of years, they control everything. If they don't have control of the money, then we have the opportunity for free markets and peace and prosperity, the end of all wars. So that's why I think this is such an important battle, and it's just a battle that's going on. And where it goes from here is anyone's guess, but it's absolutely on right now.
Yeah, a very interesting battle unfolding in front of all of us right now. I don't know where the chips may fall. It's a very, to say the least, a very volatile market, especially in the crypto space world. But there's also not only internal stuff, there's also government regulations, government taxation. As we've just seen, a very interesting news report where we're finding out that there is now a Senate bill that will force travelers in and outside of the United States to register their digital cryptocurrencies that are valued over $10,000 or face 10 years in prison and full asset seizure. Jeff, what is your reaction to this as we're seeing kind of more taxation, more kind of regulation, more kind of stomping down on the original freedom that was allowed to many people with cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, well, it's, that's what they always do. This is what governments do. Governments are illegitimate. They are, in fact, a criminal organization. The fact that they don't say that on CNN or on television doesn't matter because they control the media as well. Taxation is nothing but extortion. It's nothing but theft. I was just at a hockey game up there with you in the last few days, and I held up my taxation is theft sign in the front row. I believe that very strongly. So this is what they do, and this is what we're trying to get rid of, is this complete control, stomping on the human face of humanity forever, like George Orwell wrote. And they do that through all these controls, through control of the money, through taxation, through regulation. And as you pointed out, they say now if you travel with your cell phone and you have Bitcoin on it, which is kind of funny because Bitcoin isn't really on your phone. Bitcoin isn't really anywhere. That's the beautiful thing about Bitcoin, and that's why they want to get rid of it. And there's no real way to get rid of it unless you turn off the power or the internet. So if they don't want to do that, they have to use nefarious means, which they always do, to try to destroy Bitcoin. And in fact, what we're seeing here could really hurt Bitcoin. And it saddens me to say this, but they always do things like this. What we could end up seeing is Bitcoin Cash actually become Bitcoin, and that could actually really hurt Bitcoin for a period of time. And the reason is your average person doesn't even know what Bitcoin Cash is. So they have bought Bitcoin in the last few months because they think, okay, this is something that's money of the future and things like that. If Bitcoin Cash ends up being Bitcoin, they will end up losing everything, and that alone will really damage the reputation of Bitcoin. So this is what the stakes are. And yes, of course, they're always going to try to control, regulate, lock everything down and keep humanity enslaved. And that's what this is, at the end of the day, all about.
There's been very dangerous kind of precedents set on the U.S. border coming in and out of the United States, with now border agents being able to take away your phone and access your phone, and you having to give them your password away. But Bitcoin is very interesting because all you kind of have to do is remember your password, and you won't have anything on you, even traveling. So it's changed the landscape, and we're seeing a lot of these people stepping up. It's interesting, the theories that are happening around Bitcoin now. How will it unfold? I don't know. I'm going to be talking to you, Jeff, just to find out all the latest information in this cryptocurrency world. It is very confusing, just this whole landscape. I like the way Barack Obama explained it the best. I think he explained it very simply, what cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is. But most importantly, any last words on kind of this bigger conflict that's happening right now, or just in the overall Bitcoin space?
Yeah, as you pointed out, Barack Obama, drone bomber, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, didn't have one day of peace his whole presidency, said Bitcoin is essentially like having a Swiss bank account in your pocket, and it is. And this is what it's all about. If we can finally bring money back to humans without having it be completely controlled by central banks, which destroy the world in every single way. Even Ron Paul said it's no coincidence the 20th century was a century of central banking, was also the century of total war. That's how they can have all these wars, is through the printing press, through inflating the currency, through counterfeiting money, essentially. And if we can take that away from them, it will be massive. And this is what it's been all about for me since day one. Since I understood in 2011, I knew this was incredibly important. And now we're getting down to the point here where they are really doing their best to try to mess with Bitcoin. And we'll see what happens. You mentioned Roger Ver, Rick Valfing of the Pirate Party. These are all anarcho-capitalists like myself that are all supporting Bitcoin Cash for this reason. Not saying that sell Bitcoin or anything like that, but to at least support Bitcoin Cash, because it might be the only good option left after all the dust settles here. And all those people, including yourself, are all coming down to Narcopoco in February of this year. So for the largest narco-capitalist conference in the world, we also have CryptoPoco, a full day of cryptocurrencies with so many of the big players in the space, including people like Dan Larimer of Steam and EOS and so many others, so many of the biggest names, and all of them are all anarcho-capitalists. And so we're working towards putting out a free money that will give the power back to the people. And I'm not sure what some of these other people are doing, but it's starting to smell a little funny.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for your news and analysis. If you want more from Jeff, go check out the Dollar Vigilante on YouTube. And of course, I will be at Anarchapoco. I'll definitely be speaking there and doing another Change Media University bootcamp, teaching journalism, self-help, self-development, all other crazy stuff. Expect the unexpected. And if you're interested in going, Jeff has offered a 10% discount to all WeAreChange viewers just by using the promo code WRC. I hope you guys appreciated this video. If you did, share it. If you disagree, let me hear your comments in the section below. And of course, I love you guys. Stay tuned for more.